Hello YouTube, my name is Morgan James Does Games, and this is going to be a much different video than I normally put up. Oh, my throat hurts so bad. Here are a few words aimed at Donald J. Trump. They'll not be pretty. Dear Mr. President, I can't even begin to fathom the anger and disappointment I have that's built up because it's directed at you. I don't have the strength. I just don't. I used to be able to haul off and knock out a post just like that. But nowadays, I just don't. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Every day in the news, I see something that you or someone you picked out do something, say something, or just in general be somewhere, and it's honestly like a nightmare. It's like I'm in hell. Yeah, that's pretty much the way it feels. But my heart's beating, my lungs taking air. I still think I'm alive. I feel, I can hear. But you and your cohorts, your group of robbers who've stolen away something precious, something of value. The very idea that being president of the United States is something that only heroes could do. That only those entrusted by the American people alone could become. You've stolen that. Tainted the very idea. Made it so virulent, so sickening, so disturbed and twisted and disgusting that now, when I used to think great thoughts, now all I think of is how you keep edging us closer and closer and closer to nuclear annihilation. That you might actually be the fifth horseman of the apocalypse. I'm not talking about famine or war or pestilence or death, but ignorance. Bold-faced ignorance. Mr. President, I'm going into the Navy. And while I am proud to serve my country, I do have serious concerns. Concerns that I've been holding on to for such a long time. And I've not been able to find a way to properly express them without becoming riled up. But they are valid concerns that I do have. And though there are those out there that might seek to demean these questions, these worries, these fears, these very, very real possibilities, I don't really care for their thoughts on the matter. This is just between me and you, and anyone else who cares. After all, you are the one with the finger on the nuclear button. The one that literally could wipe all of us out in a heartbeat. Yeah, this is a different kind of post altogether. Before I was enraged, angry, scared, fearful, paranoid, and absolutely lost in the emotions tied in with the results of your travesty of an election and presidency. But I do have these concerns. Please note, Donald, that this isn't about red versus blue, Republican victory over Democratic. I no longer care that Hillary didn't win. I'm no longer upset with what you did. I just want justice. I want... I don't want to, and I don't need to. But for the sake of my peace of mind, I have to believe that for the remainder of the time that you're still in office, that you'll take your job seriously. That's all. I'm not some adorable kid with a gimmick or a random parent or someone with a huge following. I'm not a politician or a celebrity or a superstar. I'm not a big name artist or musician. I'm not a teenager. More importantly, I'm not a teenage girl that, has raised these issues, that has raised these concerns. I'm not some cute little girl with a plethora of questions with surprising weight to them, asked in a cute, adorable way that catches the nation's eye. I am a grown, 32-year-old man. I'm wondering if the first time I'm deployed, the first time I set foot on a boat, if it will be the last time I see my family, my loved ones, my friends again. I'm wondering if it'll only be a few months, weeks, or days until a North Korean boat attacks the one I'm on. Or if it'll even get that far into the future before they light up the base I'm being trained at with a nuclear missile. I'm wondering if the words that I post on YouTube before I'm deployed will be the last ones ever recorded. I'm wondering if you're a smart enough man to actually do this job in which you metaphorically killed a king to get, without taking humanity down in the process, due to your own ego being bruised. I'm scared that no matter what I say, no matter what protests I launch, or pages made, support gathered, or no matter what news reveals about your past, about your dealings, about anything that might grab your attention away from your own interests, if before you get out of office, you end up being the cause for the end of the American dream. Think about that. The end of the American dream. These are very real concerns. Very, very real. And every day I wake up to something new. You dropped a bomb on Syria. And in response, Kim Jong-un rallies his people and fires rockets and missiles to show that they're gearing up for something huge. And all you can do is taunt them. You have the world scared out of their minds. You have everyone paranoid and frightened that this is it. This is the end of humanity. This is how all those post-apocalyptic movies get started. This is how the purge ends up becoming a thing. This is how life just ceases to be. The end of the American dream. You say that you want to make America great again. That you're working for the American people. Are you? Are you really? Because, as far as I see it, I don't think you are. Yeah, you may have the White House. Yeah, you may have the title of President of the United States of America. But are you really working for us? Because I don't really think you are. You're working for you, and only you. You view others as things to be replaced, toys to be broken, and you just grab the next one that's available to you and you break that one. These are intense thoughts and questions. These are valid fears. Coming from someone that feels invisible, that feels passed over, someone that feels like most days their voice is just silence, not from opposition, not from fear or anger, or just the immutable wall of persistence that they feel pressed up against. But from trying not to become a storm of insults and accusations, as I have in the past. Donald, I'm wondering when the moment is when you'll finally forget about your duties as leader of the free world. Forget about the power you wield. Forget about the face of your son and launch us into a third world war with every single one of our enemies all at the same time. I'm wondering how far you'll go down the rabbit hole to tear away at Obama's legacy before you tear a layer just too deep and create something that might hurt you for the rest of your life. This is a genuine concern. No longer fueled by rage, just concern. I want to know directly from your mouth whether you are going to be the one, whether or not you are going to be the one who destroys the greatest country in the world. The one who breaks the United States into a disbanded union. I want to know if you'll be ready to comprehend the magnitude of horror that might be unleashed on you in the coming years. With each new challenge just testing you further and ever more than the previous. Each one taking just a little bit more out of the man you were and changing you into the man you'll become. I'm simply a man with concerns, a man worried about his country and fellow countrymen and women, worried about those who've sacrificed so much to protect this great land of ours. I'm worried about the disenfranchised, the poor, the disenchanted, the homeless, the destitute, the children who've yet to say their first words, the teenagers who've yet to have their first dance, the college students who've yet to accomplish their goals of graduating. But most importantly, Donald, I'm worried. Sorry, I got to put my glasses back on. I'm worried that you'll act without thinking, led astray by those that, even though they're in your presence, they aren't acting with your best interests at heart. They aren't acting with the country's best interests at heart, but rather guide the White House into their own twisted viewpoints. My name is Morgan James Gavin. I don't fear or respect you. But I do fear for what you're turning the presidency itself into. What irreparable damage you'll do to the office of the President of the United States of America. My greatest fear is that you're slowly turning the presidency of these United States of America into a mockery. That's why I'm so burnt out on trying to make sense of this. I'm so out of touch. I don't feel good. I don't like not feeling good. Let me repeat. My name is Morgan James Gavin. I do not fear or respect you. But what I do fear is for what you're turning the presidency itself into. I fear that you're turning it into a mockery. An absolute mockery.